My name is Franklin Ishida. I'm a pastor in the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, and I serve as the ELCA's Director for Asia and the Pacific.
My name is Shanar Howard, and I'm the Director of International Student and Scholar Affairs at Luther Seminary, which is in St. Paul, Minnesota in the United States.
My name is Dr. Manhei Yip. I am a professor at Wartburg Theological Seminary.
My name is Reverend Dr. Charles Peterson. From January 2021 until October 2023,
My name is Dr. Jennifer Wojciechowski, and I am a professor of church history at Luther Seminary in St. Paul, Minnesota.
I am Pastor Kevin Jacobson. I work for the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America as the Director for Global Service.
I think my role in this visit, since I'm not actually teaching at one of the Lutheran seminaries, I wanted to be a kind of a bridge between these American seminary faculty, none of whom had been in Indonesia before, and the churches in Indonesia that I had had some experience with. And so maybe to be a kind of a cultural intermediary, and I really enjoyed that role. It's been an honor.
Well, when I learned about this trip, I was so excited to have the opportunity to come to Indonesia. I have never been to Asia before, and I really wanted to experience the church in Indonesia. I teach the history of Christianity and global Christianity, and so I really wanted some firsthand experience outside of the United States and Europe.
I was very impressed with the dedication to leadership development that the churches have here. Hakai is no exception to that. It's really the need for good leaders that the church is engaged in theological education and training for leaders. And it's always so impressive how people respond. There are people who want to serve. And this says something about the church's mission, their ministry, and their expression of what it means to be church for people, that there is this good response and dedication to leadership and training for the leaders of the church.
You know, it's really interesting how many of the young people that we met today desire to be pastors. They really all are hearing a call from God to go into pastoral ministry. And in the United States, that's not happening in that same way for us. We're having fewer and fewer students come in to do Master of Divinity. And so to see the way that there's a passion and a fire in these adults to go into ministry we need more of that.
I was particularly drawn to the intentional integration of the spiritual components to the curriculum. The school says that they worship 3 times a day. And so it's just fascinating to see that how the school is not just teaching people or students about some head knowledge, and it's also easy to, or also tempting to intellectualize all those knowledge. But then the school adds the spiritual components into the curriculum. So that is actually very good for the formation of students. So then students having worship, gathering at chapel 3 times a day from Monday through Saturday, and then they are gathering at the chapel, and then they are sent out to the church and the world on Sunday. So this is truly a worshiping centered community. So I think this is really fascinating. And the second thing I think it was also fascinating is that the school is starting to realize the importance of including women as part of the community. So it's not just about men receiving education or men being preacher teacher in the church, but also they are seeing the increasing need of being inclusive for the church. And it's also important that women empowerment can be a model for the society, how theological education can model this kind of inclusivity to the society. It's really important.
It was so inspiring to me to meet so many young people who are so excited to be in the ministry. In the United States, a lot of our students are second career, which they bring tons of experience, and that's wonderful. But you know, in the United States, a lot of young people are leaving the church. And so it was just so fun to see these students who you can tell had thought very deeply about their faith, their call, and what they wanted to do to kind of bring the kingdom to the people. And so it was very inspiring.
There are many ways in which I think the relationship between the churches here in North Sumatra and ELC can further develop. Yes, we've had many, many years of relationship, but by looking much deeper and harder at this question of leadership in the church, theological education, and by understanding each other better there, I'm hoping that we can find ways to help one another, to nurture together our leadership, our mutual leadership, and learn what it means to serve God's church, not just in North Sumatra, not just in the United States, but together, that we are church together. That may mean many things, and we don't know what that is yet. Could there be exchanges of pastors? Could there be exchanges of students and faculty? We will see. But I think those, by coming together in our conversations like we did, and exploring and seeing and experiencing all these different ways of doing theological education, ways of training leaders, we can deepen our sense of mutuality. And this will develop further as we talk together.
What I see is that who would not want to come and be with you in Indonesia? Everyone would want to come. And I want to be able to give opportunities for people to come, to strengthen our relationship, to walk together, as I hope that my colleagues who work on receiving people from Indonesia into the ELCA will work hard at doing that, because we'll exchange and accompany each other in the future. I envision great things to evolve. We have a song in the United States that says, "Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me. The future looks so bright. In fact, it is so nice. I feel as if you're polishing the sun for me. And if I had a trumpet, I would blow it to add a sort of rumpity-tumpity touch. But since I left my trumpet at home, I'll simply have to say, thank you very, very, very much."